Everybody, I'm going to show you a few things with Photoshop. And the first thing that I want to show you is how to open up a Photoshop file. So it's really not good to do file open and go find things, like go find the red skirt and open it that way, because then it might be a really low resolution and pixelated image. You want to always, kind of like what we did in Illustrator, always do File, New, and you can do whatever size you want, but it has to be bigger than 5 inches by 5 inches at 300 resolution. Okay, don't worry about this right here with the 8-bit, 16-bit. Don't worry about that. Just name it whatever the project is and then your name. And then instead of clicking images and dragging them from your desktop into Photoshop, I highly suggest learning and getting in the habit of doing File, Place Embedded, and going to find your images that way. Now, to get rid of these little handle things here, there's different ways of getting rid of them. I just hit Return or Enter. Another way is just to hit this little check button here. Okay? So now then we want to bring in maybe the turkey head. So we want to do File, Place Embedded. And let me find the turkey head, if I can find it. Turkey, 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 turkey. Let's just do the skirt because I know that's there. Okay, place. And the same thing here, when you have these little handly things, you want to hit Return, or you could hit that little check mark that was there. Okay, so now we want this skirt to fit the turkey. So I'm going to lower the opacity of the skirt just a little bit so I can see it. And to grab hold of this skirt, what you want to do is hit Command T. Or if you don't like keyboard shortcuts, it's right here. It's right under Edit, Free Transform, Command T. Okay, so I'm going to bring this down, and I'm going to make it fit this little guy. And if you have the new 2020, you're going to have to hold down Shift to distort it. It won't let you do that if you... It's really weird. They switched it. Okay, I'm going to have to hold down Shift. Too funny. Okay, and get rid of these little handly things. I'm going to hit Return and make sure I'm on the right layer, and I'm going to raise that up. Okay, now if when you're working you get these little images right here, you hover over it and it says Smart Object. If you're doing like a composite where you're putting all different kinds of things together, it's probably a good idea to get rid of that. And I know exactly what a smart object is. It's something that's really complicated. It's kind of like isolation mode in Illustrator, where it clicks you into another thing so that you can do details to it. It's something similar to that. But for what we're doing, I would just get rid of that. So you click with 2 fingers and you say Rasterize Layer. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and do it on this one. Click with 2 fingers, Rasterize Layer. Okay. So now, of course, we don't want this white part showing. So there's lots of ways of getting rid of that. The fastest way is to click and hold down, and you could use the magic wand and just click the white. And a lot of people want to just hit the delete button, but I'm going to tell you that's not what Photoshop users do, because we want to be able to not erase pixels, because it's destructive. You don't want to be destructive and erase pixels because you might need them later. You don't want to have to go and find the picture again. So what I suggest, and what Photoshop people suggest, is to get in the habit of hitting this little Japanese flag down here, and that's a mask. And what happened, it happens sometimes that it masks the wrong thing. So that's no big deal. Just make sure you're clicked on the actual mask and just hit Command I for invert. Okay? So let me show you something. We want to make this look like it's really on the turkey. So just come over here and get your brush. And we want to hide this part of the skirt so it looks like, I'm gonna have to zoom in so I can see better. And I'm hitting my bracket keys to make it smaller. If I was doing this for real, I would probably use the pen tool instead of this. Okay, to bring this back, watch here. I'm just going to hit X to switch it to white. See, it brings it back. It's like magic. See, it would bring that whole thing back if I wanted. That whole thing. Because I'm just hiding it. That's why it's called a mask. And that's why it's important to get in the habit. I'm switching from black to white to get things to come back and disappear. Okay, so I made it go too much. So watch, I'm going to hit X and switch it to white. And I brought it back. Okay, so let me show you this one over here. Kind of already got it started. How to do something more complicated like this turkey head. Okay. So let me just get rid of, and what I'm doing, if I just hit the trash, this little thing comes up. It drives me crazy. So if you want to, in Photoshop, if you have something selected and you want to delete it, just hold Option and hit the trash can. And then that thing won't pop up and drive you bananas. Okay, so let me show you something really cool. It's new in 2020. I highly suggest getting 2020. If you still have 2018 or 2019, you won't be able to do this because it's a new tool. Click and hold down. It's right here. It's called the Object Selection Tool. And the Object Selection Tool is pretty magical. In fact, let me show you real quick on something that's a little bit easier to see. So we're on the new tool. I'm on the layer. I'm going to just try to select this bow. Before you would have to, you could use the quick selection tool, but it's not kind of smart like this one. So with the new one, the new tool, the object selection tool, this thing will show you what it does. See, it's just magic. It just knows what you want to select. So we could use the lasso, or we could use the rectangular. And then we're telling Photoshop, hey, I want this bow. Right here, let's see how good it does. Whoa, that was bad, wasn't it? Okay, so I'm going to hit, to get rid of these marching ants, it's Command D. Okay, so I am going to do the lasso. Let's see if the lasso works better. Let me zoom in a little bit. And I'm just doing this on my trackpad. I didn't bring my, well, I actually do have my Wacom tablets over there, but. Okay, let's see if this does better. Much better. Okay, so it didn't get this center part. Boy, it did better earlier. So you want to make sure you have this one here because we want to add this. And you see the little plus sign right there? Let me zoom in so you can see. So there's a little plus sign. So I'm just going to go like this and tell Photoshop, add this part too. Maybe I need to just do a selection like that. Let's see if that works. Okay, better. I'm getting used to this tool. Okay. It's not perfect, but it's all right. What is this one? What does this one say? Intersect with selection. Subtract, add, new selection. Okay, so remember what to do is we want to hit the Japanese flag. And see, sometimes it works. That's because I had the white on top. And then I'm going to hit Command T. to grab it, and then I can move it wherever I want. Hey.
Hey, what's up?
Making a video. Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to pause. That's okay.
How long's the video?
Hang on just a second. Okay, it stopped. What you need?
You got some plans for dinner, or did you want me to stop and get something?
I don't have anything planned for dinner.
Okay. So I guess that means stop and get something?
Yeah, can you?
Oh, yep. Do you have any hankerings?
Frosty.
Besides dessert? I mean, like real food stuff?